Beale stars in the chilling new series Candy as a Texas housewife who struggles with the pressures of conformity. Film critic Pam Powell sat down with a couple of her co-stars to talk about their characters and experience behind the scenes.
Thank you both so much for joining me on CI Living WCIA TV to talk about this incredibly chilling new series, Candy.
Thanks, Pamela.
Pablo, let's start with you. Your character is Alan Gore, Betty's husband and Candy's lover. This is a really complicated role. What was the intriguing element to you that made you want to depict him?
The Robin Vaith, who wrote the project, sent me all the scripts at the beginning before I got involved, and it just felt like something so vital that I couldn't pass up on, and it's because of how amazing the material is, how well written the material is. I love that, you know, obviously it's a salacious subject matter, it's a grotesque murder that happens at the end of our show, but it's not what the show's about. You know, the show is about the relationships between these people and trying to figure out how something as salacious and grotesque as this could happen in such a small town, in such a, you know, God-fearing town, and amongst the people of such faith. So those aspects of the kind of investigative quality of human nature and how something like this could have happened is what drew me to it, and what holds my interest as a viewer when I watch it.
And relationships absolutely are key in this. And Timothy, let's talk with you about your relationship. Your character of Pat, who is Candy's husband. Tell me, how do you, I mean, again, a very salacious and chilling subject of a brutal murder, but how do you relate to the husband of this, and how do you bring yourself personally into this role?
It was hard in that Pat, I personally am full of anxiety and overthink things, and examine things far too closely. So, and I was kind of hard for me because in a way, like Pat at the beginning is very uncomplicated and sort of breezy and happy, and it just kind of enjoys things. And I don't know that I'm necessarily easy and breezy and enjoy things all the time. So that was a challenge for me. But it was sort of fun in a way to, like, you know, jump into a scene and have it be like, oh, this dude just kind of enjoys every little moment of this. You know, it kind of goes very wrong for him as the story continues. But in those early moments, it was just fun to go into a scene and think like, oh, this guy just loves every moment of this.
And talking about departures from roles, Pablo, this is a very different role for you as well. What was most challenging for you?
Well, it was challenging, but it was also what drew me to it and what was intriguing about it. You know, I had just come off of shooting the first season of Halo, which is obviously a very different world, and a very different role. And so to get to have the opportunity to play somebody who felt so incredibly polar opposite character-wise to that, and to play in a world that felt so different and so interesting, uniquely different, and to get to play with a group of artists who were so engaged in what they were doing, and everyone just so kind of unfussy about the work, but in a really high quality way. Everyone was just doing their job and doing it really well. And to get to be in service to such great material and such great scripts felt like a real pleasure and an honor for me to get to take part in.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure for me to watch this series. Thank you both so much for joining me to talk about Candy.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.